It is very obvious that me and Jason are pretty big music fans. I would bet that between the two of us, we've seen 400 or 500 live shows. But I can tell you one thing we're not fans of: dancing. I've never seen Jason dance. I don't know if I've ever danced. Not at a wedding, not at my own wedding. Never really danced. So when you're watching a music-based movie, it's kind of hard to get into the idea that people are just going to start dancing. Just to be overwhelmed with emotion and have to physically show it to everybody in the room. But I suggest that if you're like me and Jason, you do the next best thing. You get out there and you mosh. Much like Cialis, I suggest you talk to a doctor first, just to make sure you're okay with moshing. And you get out there, you find yourself a nice hardcore punk show, and you stand about 30 feet from the front of the stage, because that's where it's going to happen. And of course, it can be a little dangerous. If you see somebody that's duct taping a fork to the front of their shoe, you get the hell out of there. But if it's just a few people slamming into each other, you might have a good time. And it's a little like dancing. You can get caught up in it. But I can guarantee you're going to meet a few people, you're going to have a good time, and you'll probably be just as sore as if you danced all night. So the next time that you sit down to watch Dirty Dancing, which is kind of unavoidable if you've ever flipped channels on TV on a Sunday afternoon, it's always there. Just picture every dance scene as a mosh pit. Welcome to You've Got Mails.
I've had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you. Now run at me full speed, and I'll lift you into the air.
Here we go.
Oh, my God. Welcome to You Got Mails, everybody. I'm here with CJ, and nobody put CJ in a corner. I'm Jason.
It didn't look as dangerous with like a 104-pound girl, but me running across the room, if we fuck that up, you're done.
Oh, we're fucking it up. I'm not done.
You are done.
I got a bad back.
You're going to have a bad everything.
On today's episode, thanks to our loyal listener and good friend Aaron, who got the vote last week, 1987's Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
Had you seen it?
No. Not only that, I knew two things about this movie, and literally both of them happened in the last 30 seconds
We
of
just
the fucking
discussed
movie.
them.
Yeah,
Nobody puts baby in the corner and the lift.
Yeah, other than that, Swayze. That was it.
A little surprising, this movie. Tackled some heavier themes that I was not expecting, but in like a subtle way. Like, they didn't beat you over the head with it, but there was definitely a message.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I had never seen it. I do want to tell like a funny story, because I had never seen it before either. And this is, by and large, this is a chick flick, right? Like 100%.
Oh,
like
for
this
sure.
this was number one on the list. Like when we decided to do this podcast, and we sat down with a group of friends when we first started discussing it, we're like, we got to make a list. This was like unanimous number one.
For sure. This and The Notebook.
Yeah. So I'm at work. Like, it's a slow week for us. There's some things happening, so there's not a lot going on. And I watched this at work at my desk.
Ain't that nice?
Because I was like, I got like some time free. I watched a little bit of it yesterday, the rest of it today. And I'm working in a warehouse. I'm working with a bunch of guys, like blue collar dudes, right? And I sit down and I'm like, guys, don't judge me, but I'm about to put Dirty Dancing on. I've never seen it before. And they all went, what? Every single one of these guys has seen Dirty Dancing and seemed to really enjoy it.
I'm just picturing a bunch of no offense, I don't know, grease-covered goons all crowded around a laptop.
This is my favorite part right here when he lifts her up in the air. Oh, yeah, this is good. Yeah, I thought that was fun.
Look at that Swayze.
Yeah, so a chick flick, but it seems to be known far and wide.
Yeah.
At least in the warehouse community. Like, dudes love it.
Surprised I'd never seen it, actually.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it. But the movie starts out with well,
we know it starts out in the 60s, even though it's in the 80s. And you know how I know it's in the 60s?
A voiceover.
Not only does she say it's the 60s, but you get 60s style credits for 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, you get some black and white, people dancing, but it's like the Dirty Dancing. It's like sexy dancing,
yeah, they play the
slow
whole
motion.
Song. They let you know who did everything on this. Like at one point, the toilet overflowed. Plumber's right there on the screen.
But we get a voiceover, which thankfully it only lasts for 15 seconds. But it sets up our character, a baby. Played by, why can't I think of her name now?
Jennifer Grey.
Played by Jennifer Grey. And she's in a car with her family, mom, dad, and sister. And she gives a little voiceover. It's 1963. It was summer. I was still young enough where everyone called me baby and it didn't bother me. And she also says, I was still convinced I'd never meet a man that could live up to my dad. You know, so she's
I agree.
she's naive.
She never did.
Jerry Albach, yeah, man, this guy's a legend.
I gotta say, let's just start this from the beginning. Dad ain't a bad guy. I think he's supposed to be the villain.
No,
because he's telling her not to dance with this guy. But this guy's awesome.
He's not the villain. Robbie Gold is the villain.
Okay,
yeah, Robbie Gold's 100% the villain. The dad's just like a protective dad, but not a bad guy. Like he doesn't have all the information. He's just he may be a little judgy. Like he may be judging a book by its cover, but he's trying to protect his daughter, which isn't a bad thing.
Maybe Robbie Gold and Newman. I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. He just nobody likes a comedian like that.
But we find out the car pulls into like this big resort. It's Kellerman's resort, and this is like a summer camp resort sort of thing, family resort. Like all-inclusive sort of deal, you know, like food and drinks. They have events planned like every day, every night.
This is what people used to do before a broken arm would leave you homeless.
So
like when you just had that money to be like, I'm taking off for 3 weeks to go live in the Upper Catskills.
So I find this interesting, and I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent here, so I apologize in advance, but I read about this and thought it was kind of fascinating. It's never explicitly stated in the movie, like religion doesn't play any kind of a part in this. Baby's family is Jewish.
Yes.
The owner of the resort is Jewish. This is a Jewish resort.
Oh.
The history behind this is when all the immigrants came over from the Eastern Europe, a lot of them being Jewish, they came in through New York, through Staten Island. None of them came with jobs. And they kind of shipped a lot of them upstate New York into the Catskills to be farmers. And they got up there and realized that the farmland there sucked. They couldn't grow anything, so they basically just, all they could do was have cattle. So things were so slow that in the off-season, they would bring in people and board them at their homes.
Oh.
The boarding houses eventually grew into resorts, and this became like a big Jewish community of like these interconnected hotels, the Catskills. And I'm sure you've probably heard like a lot of comedians, Jewish comedians, came up through the Catskills because they would perform at all these little individual resorts. And that's kind of what like Newman's character was supposed to be.
I missed the History Channel before it did nothing but
I thought this was super
stars.
Fascinating, but that's what this has.
I just got that vibe from you there for a second. I was just absolutely fucking enraptured by this.
Yeah, but that's like the story behind these resorts. Like this was like an all Jewish resort essentially. And this was like after everybody like the farming, when everything was over and these resorts popped up, a lot of Jewish people from New York would like vacation in the Catskills and go to these resorts.
Oh.
So that's like what they're doing there. They're a Jewish family. They're going from New York City up there for their like summer vacation. Now that the history lesson is done, they roll into the resort and, they pull up to the front and we meet the owner. His name is Max Kellerman. We find out that he is friends with the dad. Basically, it sounds like the dad saved his life.
Yeah, dad's a doc.
Yeah, we find out the dad's a doctor because he asks, like, how's your blood pressure? And Max says, if it wasn't for this guy here, like, I'd be dead right now. He's basically like...
Yeah.
Almost like maybe he...
Every scene, he's either eating a steak or smoking a cigar. Yeah. And he's like, well, you still gotta live.
Yeah. But you get the impression that, like, the Housemans, which is Baby's family, are kind of there as, like, special guests. Because he even says, like, these are VIPs, these are my special guests.
Yeah, they pay for nothing.
Yeah, like, I think they got invited up because Dr. Houseman saved this dude's life. We also get a little glimpse into Baby's sister, Lisa. She's very much a material girl. Like she gets out of the car and she's like crying and whining. She didn't bring the right shoes or bring enough shoes. And she says it's a tragedy at one point. And I love it because Dad's like, no, a tragedy is 3 men stuck in a mine. Like that's a tragedy. Yeah. And we also meet.
This is before Vietnam, so it's like you're gonna know what tragedy is when your husband doesn't come home in 7 years.
Yeah. We also meet like one member of the help staff. We also meet one member of the help staff who comes out to help get the bags. His name's Billy. Seems like a nice enough guy. We also see, like you said, Wayne Knight, famously Newman from Seinfeld. Yeah. He's kind of like the camp activities director in this. He does a little bit of everything, but he reminds me of like a court jester. He's just popping up everywhere. Yeah, he's usually got like a bullhorn. He's announcing like what's happening and what events are going on. He usually MCs all the events. So we get little glimpses of him. Terrible jokes. Here and there, yeah. But like I said, this was like an ode to like those comedians that would travel the Catskills, essentially. Like... It's not explicitly spelled out, but like he's part of the show. He's there. He's part of the entertainment. Like he's a comedian that's traveling the Catskills and like doing his shtick at every place that he goes. And I do like I like the Max guy.
Like, he's incredibly out of touch.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you could tell, like, he bred a family up here.
Yeah,
like, these people are his family.
Yeah, yeah.
And he loves them all, and then he, like, brings in people every year.
It's also a little skeevy, which we'll get to.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk about the possible daughter smuggling operation that he has.
Or like a weird prostitution ring? I'm not sure. But he also, like, has, like, a weird moment of clarity at the very end, which I appreciated, which we'll talk about when we get there.
For sure.
But he lets the family know, oh, there's a merengue class tonight, and it's hosted, like, our teacher is a former Rockette. Everybody should come by. So we cut to, like, a dance class where it's, like, this tall...
This looks dangerous.
It looked... I wrote in my notes, this looks terrible. Like, it's just a bunch of people that can't dance, like, trying to do the merengue.
You ever see a stage collapse? Like, there's too many people there.
Yeah, they're, like, out on, like a deck, too, somewhere. Like, they're outdoors.
And they're all stomping around, everybody's slamming into each other. Like, this is how you get a concussion.
It looked like a mosh pit.
I really did, now that you say it.
Yeah, but we get... this is where we first meet Penny. Penny's one of the dance instructors, a former Rockette, like, tall, beautiful blonde. And she's talking, and she's getting everybody through the steps, and she goes, all right, when I say stop, everybody stop and find a man, and the man you find is going to be like the love of your life. And everything stops, and Dad ends up with Penny, the teacher. Like, she goes right to him, probably because Mr. Kellerman was like, need you to entertain Mr. Houseman while he's here.
Absolutely.
And Baby ends up with, like, some older woman, like, because there's a lot of elderly. There are very few young people that are guests.
Yeah, almost all of them are working there.
Yeah, there's 2 children, so that was very strange. There's 2 children in the whole movie, and they keep popping up throughout all the scenes. I don't know whose they are or what they're doing there. They're the only kids, like, under 20.
Gotta be, like, the director's kids or something.
Probably. I couldn't find that information, but it's a good possibility. So Baby is just, like, stuck with this older lady. She's like, I'm going to go and... She tells her family, I'm going to go check out the big house. Because there's, like, a big, like, where all the big stuff happens. Like, I get the impression that's like where the dinners happen, all this stuff. So she goes up, and she's kind of walking the outer perimeter. There's, like, a wraparound porch around the thing, and she's walking, and there's a window open. And she overhears Mr. Kellerman, Max, talking to the entire waitstaff. And he's like...
This boggled my mind.
He says, I brought all you guys in. You're all students at Harvard, Yale, all these, like, Ivy League schools. And he's like, do you know why I brought you here? Because, like, it's your job to entertain these people's daughters. You show them a good time. He's like, even the ugly ones. Like, it's your job. And, like, he doesn't want...
I hope tell me if I'm going to step on your chick flick to a dick flick here, but, like, I went on this whole grand adventure in my mind of, like, you're here to entertain the daughters are a currency to this man.
Yeah.
Like, you get the daughters hooked. You get everybody.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Step 1, get the daughters. Step 2, question mark. Step 3, profit.
Yeah, you're not stepping on it, but there was definitely a point in my mind where I was like, this could be like a dark, gritty, like gigolo-esque kind of like some kind of weird like sex ring operation going on.
But no, this guy just wants to make sure all these daughters are entertained.
Yeah, and he wants... And he hires, like, specifically Ivy League guys.
Which isn't a great idea, because when you mash teenagers together, you get babies.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. And we'll find out that that's a fact. But his idea is, like, the parents, like, this is like a wealthy community, the people that come up here, and they don't want their daughters slumming it, so I got to get, like, a bunch of, like, Ivy League smart, like, upper crust guys to entertain the daughters, because then the parents will be happy that their daughters
smart,
are talking.
I guess.
It's smart. It's skeezy, but it's smart. But at this point, in walks Patrick Swayze.
You could tell that he's cool as fuck. You know why?
Why?
It's like fucking nighttime. He's wearing sunglasses indoors.
Yeah, he's got like a leather jacket thrown over his shoulder. Looks like the fucking Fonz.
Jesus.
And not since Tyler Gage has a guy had a cooler name than Johnny fucking Castle.
For sure.
So Johnny Castle walks in looking cool as shit. And Kellerman's immediately like, except for you guys, the entertainment staff, you don't diddle the daughters. Like, you're hands off. Like, which we find out they're diddling to plenty of other people, but you're not here for the daughters.
Yeah.
So we get that, and you can tell there's like the entertainment staff and the wait staff are at odds. Like Robbie Gold, who's one of the waiters, who's is, in my opinion, the villain of this movie, kind of smart mouths Swayze, and he's like, you hear that? Keep your hands off the daughters. You think you can handle that? And Swayze like shoots back at him a line or whatever. There's tension. We cut to a dinner where the family's sitting down. Max brings over
his son,
his nephew.
Oh, his nephew.
I think it's his nephew. His kid's name's Neil. He's like a little Weasley kind of guy. Not a bad guy. Like, this guy isn't necessarily doing anything wrong, but he just makes you uneasy. Like, you can tell he's the kind of guy that, like...
He doesn't like to take no.
Yeah, like
he's the kind of guy
like
that if he saw a passed out girl on a couch, he'd grab a boob.
He does. This guy gives those vibes. He never does anything
he's a
like...
boob grabber.
He never does anything like that in the movie, but this guy just oozes that. Like,
yeah.
Like, if you got her alone in a room and you made a move and she said no, you weren't going to stop. That's Neil's vibe.
Yeah.
He's very creepy. But he's going to school for hotel management, and he's kind of like there understudying Max. You get the feeling like he's going to run this place when Max decides to hang it up. This place is getting passed on to Neil. There's a big dance number, like, during the dinner. It's planned. It's like entertainment for the evening.
Yeah.
And they start doing the mambo, and it's not even really entertainment. It's not a dance number. It's more like mambo for the guests. Like, everybody starts dancing. But then Johnny and Penny walk in, and they start doing the dance together, and they're just like putting everybody to shame. They get down. No, they get real down.
I get the idea that they're not supposed to dance with each other. They're like crowd heaters.
Oh, they're absolutely not. Because
they're supposed to be getting the crowd into it.
Yeah, and they should be dancing with the guests. So like they're dancing together, and they're
if I saw my wife dancing with prime Patrick Swayze, I'd be fucking nervous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
God, yeah. But they're dancing with each other, and like the whole dance floor like opens up, so it's just them. Everybody's just watching. And Neil is standing with Baby, and Baby already, like, when she saw Johnny Castle walk in when she was eavesdropping on Kellerman's little talk with the waiters, like, there was an immediate, like, sploosh.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know. So now she sees him again, and she's watching him dance, and she's just, like, captivated by this guy. And Neil makes a comment to her, which, to your point, he goes, they shouldn't be showing off with each other. It doesn't sell dance lessons. Like, they should be dancing with the guests. Like, yes. That's the plan. And then you see Max, and Max is pissed off that they're dancing together. And he gives them a look and kind of like a knock it the fuck off, and they separate and start dancing with the guests. They're back sitting at the dinner table, and Neil actually asks Baby if she'd like to help set some stuff up, like be a part of like the...
Dude, he keeps like putting her to work.
Entertainment. Yeah, he really does. Yeah. We cut right to her getting sawed in half. Like he's like, you want to help me with some stuff? And she's like, sure. She's in a box, and a magician is like doing the whole like saw you in half routine.
Pretty sure there's some practice before that happens. Like you gotta at least show up to one or two rehearsals.
But it goes off without a hitch. That she's in the whole. She's whole the rest of the movie. And like after they let her out of the box and like go to usher her off stage, like Wayne Knight hands her a rooster as like a gift with a ribbon on it. That rooster, you never see that rooster again. I don't know what happened to it. Baby like decides to walk off and do her own thing, and she walks by a sign that says staff quarters, employees only.
She doesn't even fucking hesitate.
No, she starts walking right in there.
It says employees only, no guests allowed. She's just like, awesome.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
She starts walking in, and she comes across Billy, the guy that was like helping unload the car at the beginning, carrying the biggest fucking watermelons I've ever seen in my life.
The party doesn't start until 3 giant watermelons show
They
up.
were like award-winning watermelons. Like I said, and not only that, the fact that this guy was holding all 3 of them at once was amazing. Like I could not believe like the size of these. They're like almost as big as him, and he's just got his arms wrapped around these 3 giant melons.
They're just green torsos.
Yeah, and Baby's like, hey, like, do you need some help? And he's like, you shouldn't be here. You'll get in a lot of trouble. We're not allowed to like have guests up here.
And then he just hands her a melon.
Well, he's struggling. You see the size of those fucking watermelons. He's about to drop one. And he's like, hey, wait a minute. Can you keep a secret? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, take this fucking melon. So she grabs one of the big melons.
Well, I mean, it is. I would also try to do that in one trip because they do live 3/4 of the way up fucking Everest.
It's a cliff you got to climb up to get up to the staff quarters.
It is. They never. The stairs are enough that they can never show them all in one shot.
Yeah. And I'm the kind of guy, like, if I go to the grocery store and I come back with like 10 bags, you're goddamn right, I got 5 on each arm and I'm huffing it, like up the stairs. So I get where Billy was coming from with these melons. But he leads her upstairs and they go into the staff party. And it is sexy.
This place is hot.
It is. You can feel.
I was ready for R. Kelly to be playing.
You can feel the sex, like
bump and grind.
Everybody is just dirty dancing, like just dry humping each other, and it looks good. I mean, they're dancing like it's good dancing, but it's very sexy dancing.
Yeah, this is literally the namesake of the movie because they don't dance like this anymore in this movie.
They do a little bit.
I mean, they get physical, but like there's a point which he's dancing with Penny.
Yeah.
And my note here is literally like, they get any closer, she's going to get pregnant. Little did I know.
Little did you know. But you see like Baby's face, and she is just never seen anything like it before in her life. Like she comes from like an upper class, like rich family. Like they're doing the waltz, they're doing the mambo, they're doing the merengue. Like this is
rock and roll.
Early 60s. Like this stuff hadn't quite like the Beatles hadn't happened yet. Like everything's a little buttoned up, you know?
Yeah.
And she is just...
By the way, great music in this.
Oh, fantastic. Like, chef's kiss. The soundtrack to this, I listened to it after I watched the movie. It's
And I got to say,
banger after banger.
I was going to save this for last call, but they got their money's worth. There's not a single song that they picked for this movie that they did not play from the very first note to the very last note. When a song starts... You know you're getting that whole damn song.
So I'm going to go on a I'm jazzed about this one. I'm going to go on a tangent because I did a lot of research on this too. Like there's a lot of info in this movie.
You kidding me? You knew about the fucking ancient history of the Catskills.
The screenwriter of this, and I'm sorry I don't remember her name. Her first movie that she had done was a movie starring Michael Douglas, Charles Grodin, and a female actress, and she did a screenplay, and in the screenplay, she had written in a Dirty Dancing scene. It got cut from the movie. A couple years later, she runs into a crew member from the shoot, and the crew member like brought up to her like, "Oh, it's a shame like about the Dirty Dancing getting cut. That was like a great scene." And this like flipped a switch for her, where she was like, "You know what? I'm gonna make a movie where they can't take out the Dirty Dancing because that's what the movie's fucking about." And she had this idea for this movie. Before she wrote a script...
We're going to call it Footloose.
Before she wrote a script or anything, she basically made a mixtape. Like, she went and found all the songs that she wanted in the movie and then wrote the script.
Perfect.
Yeah, which is awesome. So, like, great taste in music, this lady. But she picked it all out ahead of time. So that was a pretty cool story. And then she met with a female producer. Because you brought up, we'll call it Footloose, so I think it's funny. They sat down and she pitched her another idea for a movie about two sisters that go on vacation at a hotel in the Catskills. Because this is based on like her true life experiences. Because she did this as a kid. And then she's like, also, I'm working on a thing called Dirty Dancing. And the lady was like, you should really rethink that and make it the same movie because the title Dirty Dancing is worth $1 million fucking in itself.
Yeah.
So, like, that's how this became a thing. She had two different ideas for movies. One was just kind of like an idea where she was starting to compile music for. The other one was like a fleshed out movie.
Got like a little chocolate in my dancing. Yeah. A little peanut butter in my...
Catskills.
Yeah, Catskills.
Yeah, so she put them together. I'm sorry.
You geeked, man. I'm excited. I like this. Yeah, I like the energy.
So they're at the party, and they go off to the side, and she's just watching everybody dance. And she's like just... enthralled with
this. She doesn't blink for 4 minutes.
She really doesn't. She asked Billy, like, where did they learn how to do this? And he goes, they've been doing it in their parents' basements for, like, years. Like, they just figured it out.
These men are wearing condoms. Like, that's how close they're getting. It is dangerous what they're doing.
In walks Johnny Castle into the party with Penny. And this guy's already, like, the life of the party. He walks in, like, grabs a beer off of somebody, chugs it, and then just starts freaking on the dance floor. Him and Penny are just going at it, doing the dirty dancing. Billy like lets us know that Johnny's his cousin and he got him the job there for the summer. Johnny's
cool enough that Billy definitely picks up women just by saying he's my cousin. Yeah, absolutely.
And Baby comments on the fact that Penny and Johnny look so good together. And Billy's like, yeah, you'd think they were a couple, but they're not. They haven't been together since they were kids. And then immediately Baby's like, oh, okay, all right. Well, good to know, good to know. Johnny sees them over there and walks straight over, and he's like, what is she doing here? And Billy's like, it's cool, man. Like, she's cool. She helped me out. Like, I just figured I'd bring her to the party. And he looks at Baby, and Baby goes, I carried a watermelon. He looks at her with a blank stare and then just turns and walks away. And then she's like, I carried a watermelon? What the fuck did I just say to this guy? But then he comes back and he grabs her and leads her out on the dance floor and pretty much just starts dry humping her in the middle of this party.
Oh, he dances her up and then he just walks away.
Yeah, he's trying to like teach her to dance and she's very awkward at first and then like he kind of gets her into the rhythm and she's like getting into it and starts to kind of do it acceptably. Like
when it comes to dancing aptitude, how fast you can learn to dance, she's an Olympian.
Oh, yeah.
She is. I mean,
there was a lot on the line, but
this whole movie takes place in less than 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And she is out there winning competitions.
Hey, we'll get to it. There was a lot on the line. There was a high-pressure situation. But then the music stops and he just turns and walks away, and she's got like her eyes closed and is still dancing, and then realizes he's gone, and she's just like, oh, okay, I guess I'm done here. She almost like goes into like the Elaine dance from Seinfeld at the end, like she's just kicking her legs and swinging her arms, and then she's like, wait a minute, there's nobody here. Next day there's like a wig show, which is like one of the events that they have at the...
Yeah, sure.
Like Wayne Knight Newman is doing the announcing for it, and he's just saying like, come on down, try on some wigs. And we see all the ladies like trying on different wigs. Johnny walks over with Penny, and he tells them, he's like, you ladies look lovely. And as soon as Baby hears this, she like rips the wig off she's wearing, and he basically just walks away after that, and Penny's just standing there, and she tries to talk to Penny. She actually says like, I envy you because of how well she can dance, and Penny's just like, you're like a rich, entitled, like, don't tell me you envy me because like my life isn't that great, like basically. And she's not a fan, so she walks away. There's another dance party that night.
They really set her up to be the bad guy.
Yeah, but she's not. Like,
no, not at all. Not even
and
close.
like you get where they're coming from. Like they're treated like garbage by the upper crust, like the people that come to
even
visit
the
these
wait
resorts.
staff treats them like garbage.
Yeah, so like they're not gonna take kindly to like some
these filthy street dancers,
rich entitled girl like telling them anything.
They should have moved to 1999 Baltimore. They'd have been kings.
That's right. Cut to like a swanky dance party outdoors again, because everybody's wearing like suit and tie, like or tuxedos even. Like some of them, I think Johnny's wearing like a tux, and they're all dancing. And we see like this woman. Her name ends up being Vivian Pressman. She's dancing with Johnny, and Max is off to the side with a dad, and he tells her that, you know, Vivian's what they call a bungalow bunny.
Yeah, here we start getting more prostitution stuff going on here.
It's the wives that come up for the whole season, and their husbands only visit on the weekends. So these women are here all throughout the week by themselves, and you know, you can tell she's making the eyes at Johnny. Like there's a little bit of there's something going on, you know. Penny's not at the party, and Kellerman asks Johnny where she's at, and he said she needed a break, and he goes, "Well, it better not be a long one. Like she needs to be here." Neil, the nephew, wants to take Baby for a walk. So he walks her down by the water, and he's like being creepy. Like not...
Surprised he's not trying to get her to do some fucking work for him.
Yeah, well,
like that's always the excuse to get her alone is like, hey, I got some dishes that need to be done. Follow me, woman. You know, like, it is really too much.
He gets her down by the dock, and he's kind of trying to flirt with her. And but he's also like just very like full of himself. He talks about how he's the catch of the county. And he just stole a girl from the lifeguard like just last week. Like I don't know why you would tell
talking about his bank account.
Yeah, talking about how many like and how many like hotels he's gonna own, how many cars he owns. She's like, yeah, I think we need to get going. Like my parents are probably looking for me. At this point, her sister comes like walking out of the woods, like looking all disheveled, and that Robbie Gold guy, the waiter, is behind her. And they don't really ever say what happened, but she's just like, all right, Robbie, you owe me an apology. And he's just like, well, why don't you go ahead and go back to the cabin and go to sleep? Maybe you'll get one in your dreams, is what he says. He's a total dick to her.
Yeah, this is back when like they just brush shit like that off.
Yeah, well,
like if me and you were hanging out on a dock and somebody walked out like that, we'd be like, all right, we have to intervene, right? Like,
yeah.
What is going on? And at least call the cops.
And even Neil, like the creepy nephew, he says to Baby, he's like, I'm sorry you had to see that, but sometimes you see things you don't want to. I was like, that's fucking weird and creepy and not at all like off-putting.
Thanks, Dexter.
Neil. What the fuck was that?
No, come, woman, help me build my kill room.
But he takes her. She says she has to like. Her parents are probably looking for her, and he's like, oh no, like they know you're with me. They're probably real happy. And he's like, why don't we go? Are you hungry? I'll take you to the kitchen. We'll get you something to eat. So they go into the kitchen, which is closed at this point, and he's just like going through the fridge, like telling her all the stuff that she could have. And she looks off to the side, and Penny is like sitting like crisscross applesauce in a corner, like behind a cabinet.
We've all been there.
Like bawling.
It's where you can do your best crying, honestly. Edge of the bed, kitchen floor. One of those two.
Like she's crying, and Baby and her make eye contact, and you can tell she's like scared to be found. So Baby's like, Neil, like let's get out of here. Like makes an excuse to leave and like leaves him behind. And they go back to the party, and Baby gets Billy and tells him like what's going on. He goes over and gets Johnny, and they all take off out of the party, and Baby tags along. And they find out that, she finds out through the conversation that Billy and Johnny are having that Penny's pregnant. And Baby immediately...
It's all that fucking dirty dancing.
Baby immediately assumes it's Johnny's. And Johnny's like, it's not, thanks for assuming, but it's not mine. Like, they're pissed off about that.
I love through this whole movie, everybody just insinuates that he's a man whore.
Yeah.
And then when she does, and it's jumping ahead, but when she finally says, like, you're a man whore, he's basically like, well, I do sleep with a lot of bungalow bunnies, but it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. But, so they get Penny, and Johnny picks her up and carries her back to, like, the staff quarters, and everybody tags along. And this is where, like, mine was kind of blown here.
The glass of whiskey.
No, there was a glass of whiskey?
Yeah, he pours 2 glasses of whiskey, one very tall, and hands it right to the pregnant chick. I guess.
Oh, really?
Given the conversation we're about to have, she wasn't really too concerned about the future of this baby, but at the same time, like, she just starts downing whiskey.
Yeah, I guess not. But getting to that, like, they're talking about, not even allude to, they never actually outright say it, but clearly she's trying to have an abortion.
Yes.
And they talk about how there's a doctor coming through in like a week, and they need $250 for an appointment, and they don't have the money. And she, Johnny says, like, why don't you come to me for help? And she goes, I don't want to take, like, that's half your salary for, like, the summer here. Like, I can't do that to you. And baby, and we find out that Robbie Golding, the guy that just came out of the woods following Lisa's sister, is the guy that got her pregnant. And baby still, like, altruistic, like believes in the good in people. Was like, well, just ask Robbie. He's got the money, I'm sure. Like, he could help out. And Penny's like, no, he already knows. Like, he's not going to help me with it. And so
kind of crazy that they came up here for vacation and baby is just fully in like a WB teen drama, like night of the first night, man. She can't help herself.
But she's all about
she
it.
Like
though.
Puts her nose in the air and she's like, I smell some bullshit going down, and starts running.
When you're crazy for Swayze, like that, you'll do whatever. So we see baby goes back to like the party, and she finds Robbie, and she's trying to convince him to help Penny. And this is where we find out Robbie is like a complete total piece of shit.
Yeah,
like he's like, he has a line at one point where he's like, "Some people matter, some people don't." Is what he says. So like Penny doesn't matter, and he knows that she's pregnant. He doesn't care.
It's like the guys now that call people NPCs.
Yeah. And he's basically just like, why should I care about this girl? She's probably slept with half the guys here at the resort. And then he says, he's like, here, why don't you read this? And he gives her the Fountainhead, which I don't know if you're familiar with the Fountainhead.
Not very. Not at all.
It's a shitty book. If anybody reads the Fountainhead and tells you how great it is, fucking run away from them as fast as you can.
I have that rule about Atlas Shrugged.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fountainheads, I think that might be written by the same person, actually. I think
really?
She was a real fucking nut job. But the Fountainhead...
Yeah, Ayn Rand.
Yeah. But the Fountainhead is basically like the whole concept is like self matters over community. Like, you're the only one that matters. No one else does. So, like, this fits Robbie's MO.
It's like the libertarian handbook, basically.
It's basically like Robbie being like, in case you didn't realize I was a fucking complete piece of shit, let me slap you in the face with the Fountainhead and I'll get out of here. So Robbie's not going to help. So baby finds her dad on the golf course, and he's golfing with the wife. And he says, or she goes to her dad, she's like, Dad, I know you always tell me to help people that are in need, and like, I know someone that needs help. Can I borrow $250? Or can I have $250? And the dad's like, oh, that's a lot of money. Like, what's going on? And she's like, I can't tell you. I just can't. He's,
this is 1963, and like today's dollars, that's a Tesla.
Yeah, it's more than $250. And he says, was it illegal? And she pauses, and then like really unconvincingly, she's like, no, it's not illegal. Like, I knew she was lying, and I wouldn't have had to see the rest of the movie to know she was lying.
But Dad's a good guy.
Dad is a good guy. And he's like, all right, baby. He's like, I'll have it for you before dinner. So at the dinner party, like when they all get to dinner, baby finds Penny and Johnny standing together, and she gives Penny the money. Johnny immediately is like, oh, that was real biggie. Like, to go ask Daddy for help. Like, he's just still being a dick. And Penny's like, I can't even, like, I appreciate it, but I can't. And Billy explains to baby that they made the only appointment they could get with this doctor was for a Thursday, and they have a performance at another resort, like not far from there. And if they don't do the resort, they lose the salary for that event and then like the next summer's event. So they really need the money. They can't do it.
There's a point when you just got to bow out. You're just going to be like, I can't help these people. Like, I'm missing my entire vacation.
Well, I mean,
She's like, no, teach me how to dance.
I saw the events at this fucking resort. Like, she's having a better time doing this. I guarantee.
All right, you got it.
It looked corny as shit.
I'm one of those guys that if I see a car accident, I'll be like, fuck. And I'll go over and help.
Yeah.
But if 20 other people run ahead of me, I'm like,
They
thank
don't
God,
need me.
I'm out of here. Yeah.
What am I going to do from the back? Is everything okay?
Yeah, exactly.
But the baby's like, well, can't somebody else fill in? And Johnny's like, no, everybody else works here. They've all got other like prior engagements. He's like, what do you want me to do? Do you want to do it? Like jokingly. And Billy's like, it's not a terrible idea. He's like, you're like the best like dance lead there is. Like you could walk her through it. Like could probably happen. And Johnny's like, there's no way it's possible. Cut to it being possible because we get the longest fucking montage.
It is a good quarter of this movie, it feels like.
And I loved every second of it.
I hate the song. This is the one song.
This is the one that set the Hungry
Eyes, yeah.
I just like the montage,
God.
though. It's just them, like, learning him trying to teach her how to dance. And it's interspersed. Like, it's like dance lessons set to music, and then there'll be, like, a little bit of dialogue where, like, they're talking, and then more dancing. And this goes on for, like, I'd say a solid at least 5 minutes. It's a long montage.
Felt like all 3 weeks to me.
I really enjoyed it. There's like a real sexy scene where he's like trying to teach her how to dance, and he's like, you can't listen to the music, you gotta feel it. It's like a heartbeat, and he like takes her hand and puts it on his chest, and he's like, feel it, gung gung gung, he says. And there's also a scene which I thought this was like a weird scene
for a guy that's not actively trying to get in this girl's pants. He does all the fucking moves.
Just the power of Swayze, man. He's just being Swayze. He's not even trying.
That's just how he was. That's like when he's at the fucking DMV.
Yeah,
you know, like let me get my license.
Gung. Yeah. There's also a scene I thought was funny, like weird funny, where they're in like a dance studio and they're dancing. But Penny is also there, and Penny is basically just working baby like a puppet, like Swayze and her, like, you know, face to face, like holding, like hand on the hip.
It made me think of Ghost.
It did a little bit, and then Penny is behind baby, like moving her, like in the dance set. Which I mean, I guess if you learn how to dance, like having someone that knows what they're doing, like leading you around. But that's what the guy dancing with you is for. Like this was like extra. This was overkill.
Yes.
But we see like she's slowly getting better at dancing, and like I said, like the stakes are high. If she can't learn to dance, they can't have this doctor's appointment. Like, we're helping Penny out here, right? There's a scene where they're like in his cabin dancing, and they fall, and he like freaks out because like he's like, "You're gonna hurt me. Like, you need to learn what you're doing. Like, take this seriously."
This is every time I'm teaching my nephew how to do carpentry.
Yeah,
exact same conversation.
But I like,
you will cut my fingers off, man.
The baby is like, I'm helping you out here, bud. Like this is for you. Like, maybe don't be such a dick. And he's like, all right, well, let's just go for a drive. So they go out to his car. Like, I assume it's his car. They may have stolen this car. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't even get it because he's like, locked my keys in there.
Yeah,
better bust this window.
Yeah, because if that was your car, is that what you would do? Like, they walk up to this car and it's raining, pouring down rain. And he's like, ah, shit, locked my keys in it. So he goes over and like rips like this post out of the ground and just smashes the back window to unlock the door. And then they get in the car and drive off. But they end up driving into the woods. And this is where you get that like famous scene, which I did know this scene, where they're on the log. Like he's trying to teach her how to balance. So they're on a log like a good 25 feet in the air. And I'm like, this is the terrible place to teach someone how to dance.
And there are shots of them, the actual actors, being out on this log, which I'm guessing had padding under it when it's them. But like, this seems dangerous as hell.
Let me tell you a story, CJ.
Oh, yeah?
Patrick Swayze refused to let anyone else do his stunts in this movie. Which when I say stunts, I guess I use that term loosely because it's like a dance movie. But they were on this log.
That's a stunt.
Balancing, dancing on this log. He fell down multiple times, injured himself bad enough once that he had to like go and have fluid drained from his knee because he fell.
Good God.
Yeah, so I mean, they were doing the damn thing up there.
You know, I listened to a good interview with Danny Trejo once, and he was talking about Tom Cruise. You know, Tom Cruise like refuses to let anybody do his stunts, and he's got to do them all.
Yeah,
and he's like, you got to really think about the fact that you're the star in a movie that employs 3 to 4, maybe 500 people. And when you go down with fluid in your knee for 3 days, they're going to keep paying you.
Yeah.
They're not going to pay those 500 people that are now sitting on their ass at home.
Yeah.
So he's like, it really kind of puts it in perspective where he's like, you let the stunt people who are paid highly and are really good at stunts do their stunts.
You know who loves the fucking Fountainhead? Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah?
Probably.
There you go.
Puts self above all others, right? Like, he just seems like that kind of maniacal maniac. He probably has several copies. Okay, so after this, they also go, because they practice the big lift. And he says, like, the best place to practice, like, a lift is in the water. So they go out in the middle of this lake, and they're submerged in water, and he's picking her up over his head and dropping her down.
One move after another. He's pulling them all,
Yeah,
man.
But it never really works. Like, he keeps getting her up, and then she falls over into the water. But they're laughing. They're having a good time. He's not, like, overly upset that she can't get the lift right. It's the night of the big dance / abortion. And
fuck.
Baby's getting ready, like she's getting her makeup done and getting her dress, and Penny's there too, like helping her. And Penny's upset. Like she says that like she thought Robbie loved her, like she thought it was like a serious thing, and turns out the guy was just a creep, you know? She's scared. And Baby like kind of talks to her, like eases her fears a little bit, like calms her down. Like they're friendly now. Like Penny realizes like Baby's helping out a lot here. Like they're helping them out.
Baby's here doing all the heavy lifting of this 3 weeks.
Yeah, hell yeah. He's a saint. We see Baby tell her sister Lisa to tell her parents that she's in bed with a headache, like to cover for her, because she has to go to this other resort. And while she's telling her this, like this seemed like a throwaway to me when I first saw it. And I didn't realize it was going to come back later. But like this elderly lady is like coming out of the resort.
Yeah.
And she drops her purse and a bunch of wallets fall out of it.
I didn't even catch all the wallets. Yeah.
And they help her pick it all up and put it back in her bag and then like send her on her way.
I was still thinking about that tree scene by that point. I was like, what? Okay, old lady with purses, like that's
yeah.
okay.
But they show them, they drive to the other resort and they do the dance. Everything goes off pretty well. They try to do the lift and like Baby can't do it or like won't do it.
She goes like full Ashley Simpson for a quick second.
Yeah,
like,
but then she pulls out, like she improvises and does like a move, and you can tell like Johnny's like, oh, nice. Like you covered. Like it's fine.
Yeah,
and
nobody knew the difference.
Everybody applauds. And this old woman who we had seen drop the purse comes into the audience, and Baby sees her and like gets like real nervous because like if she gets seen, like the cover's blown. But they never sees them and they get out of there. Baby sees her, but she doesn't see them. Car ride back, like Johnny tells her she did a real good job, and like you can tell like he's coming around on Baby. Like he was a dick at first, but he's like starting to like her, you know. They get back to the resort, and Billy like runs out, and like Penny's in bad shape. Like they need to go see Penny right away. So they go into this room, and Billy's like, I thought this guy was a real doctor. He showed up with a dirty knife and a folding table. And like all I could think was like Dr. Nick from The Simpsons. Like this guy shows up.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Dr. Nick. Go ahead and lie down on the table.
Oh shit! I mean, a dirty folding table and a knife. Wouldn't you have just noped the fuck out of there?
Yeah. Well,
like, this doesn't seem like this is a sign.
Desperate times, I guess.
Ugh.
But she's like doing really bad, and so Baby runs and like wakes up her dad and brings him to the place, and he sees what's going on. He takes care of her. He looks over and sees that like Baby's touching Johnny's arm, and you can take it's like a little I don't like this kind of look.
Yeah, he immediately assumes, as you would.
Yeah,
like that's a good guy, but he's reading the room. He's reading it as far as you could see correctly. Yeah,
but he takes he goes to leave. Like he gets Penny fixed up. He comes out on the porch and says she's going to be fine. Johnny tries to shake his hand, and the doctor won't shake it, like Dad won't shake it. And he takes Baby with him, and he's like, this is what my money was for. Like, you sent this girl to like a butcher, basically, and she could have died because you wouldn't tell me the truth, and I paid for this. Like, he paid for an illegal abortion. Like, he's pissed off.
Yeah.
He's like, this girl could have died, and like he didn't know what he was giving the money for. And he tells Baby that, she's not allowed to see Johnny anymore. She immediately goes to see him anyway.
Seconds later. Like, you think he would have poked his head in to make sure she was sleeping like 20 minutes later. Nope.
I'll tell you what, these parents, they never have a clue where she's at. Like, she can't be with them for more than like 10% of the vacation.
I mean, I have no idea what this is on this vacation. Like, it's either night 3 or night 25. But she doesn't spend a single night in bed after this point in the movie.
No.
Like, she is at his house, in his bed, the entire time.
Yeah, but she goes in, she knocks on Johnny's cabin door, and he lets her in. And he's got music playing, and it's Otis Redding. I popped hard for this because Otis Redding is my
That's your
all-time
guy.
favorite. And it's These Arms of Mine. And I was like, oh, they're banging tonight. Like, I know it. I already know. Like, she walked in and that's playing. And he goes, let me turn this off. And she goes, no, leave the music on. I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She apologizes for her dad, saying that he shouldn't have treated him that way. And he gets mad. He's like, people treat me like I'm nothing because I am nothing. Like, it's, it is what it is. I'm used to it.
He becomes a pouty little bitch here for a second.
A little bit, yeah. And he's like, you're not scared of anything. Like, you did all this stuff. And she goes, I'm scared. I'm scared to leave this room and never feel the way I feel like I do with you right now. She asks him to dance with her. And they do a little dirty dancing, like right there in the cabin. So there's more dirty dancing. This is also dirty dancing. Like, dirty to the point where, like, she takes his shirt off. No, his shirt's already off. He takes her top off as they're dancing. Yeah. And she's, like, kissing the back of his neck and stuff. And dirty dancing leads to some other dirty stuff because they end up in bed together.
I know it's a romance movie, and this one's a big one, but, like, it was bothersome.
What?
He is a grown-ass, 6-foot-some built man. Yeah. She looks like a child. I know she was like 26 in this when she was filming this or something, 27. Yeah. But she looks like a child.
Really? See, I didn't get that. I didn't feel like there was anything weird about it. No, I didn't get that.
I mean, I know in the movie he's supposed to be 25 and she's 17, which I guess back in the 60s.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was the age they were supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, she looks like a 17-year-old. Yeah. And it's just like them two together, like he has to really lean down to even kiss her. Yeah. I didn't like it. Okay. Just saying it for the record.
That's fine. The next day, she's with her family, and we find out there's going to be an end-of-the-season talent show. It's like the final weekend.
How convenient.
Right? It's the final weekend at the resort. This is like, I think this is Thursday. Because Dad says they're going to leave early tomorrow to beat the traffic, the weekend traffic. And they're all just like, what the fuck? Like, we still have like a weekend left of vacation. He doesn't, the mom and the sister don't know what happened. Dad's just like over it. Like, he's like, I need to get my daughter away from these fucking people as soon as possible. And, but the mom and daughter are like, what the fuck? Like, the daughter wanted to perform in the show. Mom's sad because they're leaving early. And he's just like, fuck it. We'll stay. It was just an idea. It's fine.
Beating traffic. The older I get, the more that phrase just gives me a rise, man. I hear the word, hey, you want to beat traffic? I'm fucking in. Yeah. Like, I could be in my own home. And you're just like, you want to beat traffic? I am in your car. Let's fucking go before traffic
now I know how to kidnap you. But yeah, they decide to stay. Baby goes to visit Penny. She's in like her little cabin now. She's recovering. And she's doing good. Penny's like, tells her she can still have kids and she thanks her for her dad and says how great he was. Johnny comes in. This is like right after they slept together. So there's that like weird, awkward tension. Yeah. And like they don't want to let Penny know, but
they couldn't make it look like they banged any less.
No, the sexual tension is thick. Thick in that room. Like Penny may have gotten pregnant again right then, just from the sexual tension in the room.
He could have just lifted up and rubber band smacked her with a condom, and it would have been more obvious.
Jesus. But they, Baby says she leaves and she walks out, and Penny is like, "Don't, you're gonna get us all in trouble. Like, I see something's going on. You're not supposed to be with the guests. Like, that's not cool. Like, no. You gotta stop." He walks out and he's like, well, I got to get out of here. I got like a dance lesson I got to do. And he's kind of like cold to her at first. And he goes to walk away and she like yells out his name and he turns around and they just give each other like some weird smiles. And then like, that's it for that point in time. No, not credits. It's like pouring down rain. Like we see Baby and her family back in their room and like, they're all kind of trapped in there. And Baby's like, all right, well, I'm going to head out for a little bit. And she's like, they're doing charades in the West lobby. And
nobody questions it.
And they're like, all right, if I was Dad, I would be on her ass. Like, I'd be like, no charades for you. Like, you'll stay in the room. We'll play charades right here. What am I? What am I doing? 2 words. It sounds like. But no, she goes away, not for charades, for sex.
Oh, yeah.
So she's back in bed with Johnny. And she asks him, she's like, well, how many women have you been with? Like, do you sleep with women at the resort? And he's like, I've been with a bunch of women, like,
but none of them love me.
Yeah. Basically, he's like, they'd give me their room keys, like they'd slip me some money, and Baby's just like, oh, so you were just using them? He's like, no, They were using me. Like,
And she's just like, let's go again,
yeah,
baby.
she's like, all right, get back into bed. And they get back to it. This is where we find out.
I wish she would have been like, you sleep with a lot of women, and he would have just been like, look at me. Like, yes.
Goddamn right I do.
You never know. Like, it's...
we find out her real name. Because, like, he asks her, he's like, I don't even, I keep calling you baby. Like, I've been inside you twice. What's your real name? And she's like, it's Francis. He's like, I'm going to keep calling you baby.
Yep.
He doesn't say that, but he doesn't call her Francis. Well, he does actually one more time say her name. We see Lisa and baby talking, like, somewhere, and Lisa tells baby, I think it's like they're getting ready to go to sleep for the night. Because they're, like, in separate beds in the same room. And Lisa tells her, like, oh, I think tomorrow night's the night I'm going to go all the way with Robbie. And I'm like, you mean the guy that, like, probably tried to assault you in the woods, like, a few nights ago?
Yeah, we found a bed.
Jesus.
Found a nice cabin.
And, like, baby's like, no, you shouldn't. Like, and Lisa's like, you just don't like him because he listens to me and he listens to what I have to say, and you don't like that. And she's like, no, that's not why. But baby's never just like, listen, I got to talk to you for a minute. Like, there's a lot of shit going on at this resort that you don't know about.
Look, I also want you to get some. But this guy is scum.
Yeah, like you could have fucking said something. We get another, scene of baby and Johnny in, like, the little dance studio they were practicing in before, and they're doing the cha-cha and, like, some fun little dance. And they're kind of embracing, and Neil, the nerdy nephew, walks in on them and it doesn't really catch on to what's going on. Like, they separate. And he's there to talk to Johnny. He says that, Max has put him in charge of, like, there's always, like, a final dance number at the end of the night, at the final night at the resort, at the talent show. And he's like, I want to shake it up a little bit. And Johnny's like, that's great. I've been, like, I got all kinds of fucking ideas. Like, you should see me dry hump the shit out of somebody. Like, this is amazing. And,
have you ever heard of the band Outkast?
And he's like, I don't want you to do the mambo. I want you to do... And he gives us some other, like...
The pachenga.
The pachenga. Where the fuck that is.
Because he hits him in the pachenga later.
Yeah, some shit dance. And Johnny's like, oh, all right. Whatever, I guess. Like, he was all excited because he could put his own spin on it, and now he's just doing some other classical ballroom dance. And Johnny says to fucking baby on the way out, he's like, sometimes he's hard to talk to, but the ladies love him. And I'm like, they sure do. I mean, you have no idea.
This guy has no idea.
He's clueless. But we see baby, like, talking to Johnny. She's like, why don't you tell him your ideas? Like, and he's like, I can't fight back. Like, this guy's like, this is my meal ticket. Like, this is how I get paid.
Yeah.
She's like, you need to fight harder for your ideas.
If you had ever ate out of a dumpster behind a Trader Joe's, come on, girl.
And he tells her, he's like, fight harder. Like, I don't see you telling your dad about us. Like, you've been sneaking around. Like, you're embarrassed to be with me. And they have, like, a little blow up. But then immediately she's, like, right back to looking for him. Like, she goes, we see this fight, and then the next scene is her knocking on Penny's door, asking where Johnny is, and Johnny's in there. So he comes out, and she's trying to talk to him, and Robbie walks out. Like, well, they embrace. Like, the fight's out. Like, they make up immediately. She comes out, and Robbie Gold walks around the corner, and he's like, oh, I guess I picked the wrong sister. I've been slumming it, too. And fucking Johnny goes Roadhouse on his ass.
Fuck yeah, he does.
He jumps the barrier, and he just beats the shit out of Robbie.
Some Hollywood producer saw this scene and was like, I got ideas for this guy.
Yeah. We go to, like, the auditorium where they're going to have the final night's events, and baby's sister is, like, practicing her musical number, which was terrible. And baby's, like, painting, like, a fake palm tree, and Johnny's, like, down on the floor working on something. And the bungalow bunny, the lady, like, from before, Vivian, walks up to Johnny, and he lights her cigarette. She's like, I've got some stuff in store for us for the final weekend here. And baby, like, looks over and is just like, like, kind of, like, unhappy. And then Johnny walks over to...
This is where it gets weird.
Yeah, Mr. Pressman, who's, like, Vivian's husband. And they're all playing cards. And he's like, hey, I got a big card game going on. And slips Johnny, like, a wad of cash.
I mean, he's telling him to sleep with his wife, right?
That's the impression I got. Because he slips him, like, a giant wad of cash. And he's like, why don't you give my wife some extra dance lessons? Wink, wink. Like, the way he says it, like, he's not paying for dance lessons.
Yeah, this guy, he knows
mambo.
what he cannot give his wife.
Yeah, it's
he can give her a Swayze.
Yeah. But Johnny turns him down. He gives the money back, and he says, actually, I'm all booked up for the weekend. And baby sees this, and now she's happy.
Oh, hell yeah.
She saw the interaction. We see the sister talking to baby again, saying, like, tonight's the night that she's going to be with Robbie. and we see her go to like the cabin door, and there is a sock on the door, which we all know.
There was a sock on the door?
Yeah, there absolutely was. Yeah,
I
the
didn't
cabin door.
catch
It was
that.
either a sock or there was like a white towel hanging over it. But it was clear Robbie was busy. And she's knocking on the door and nobody's answering, so she reaches down, grabs the doorknob with a fucking sock on it. Come on, Lisa. Turns the
Probably
knob.
the whole time. Why is the sock here?
Yeah, turns the knob and opens the door. And who's on top of Robbie? Mrs. Pressman.
Heck yeah, man.
So Johnny isn't available. Robbie is. We see that like Johnny and Baby are spending the night together again. And he actually tells her he had a dream where like they were walking and his dad came up on him and put his arm around him and said he accepted him.
Called him son.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
It's like, this guy has some weird dreams.
Yeah. But we see them like come out of the bungalow in the morning and like, or come out of his cabin in the morning and embrace and kiss. And we see Mrs. Pressman walk out of Robbie's cabin and sees them. And she's immediately like spiteful. Because, you know, nobody wants Robbie Gold Dick when you get the Swayze dick. She's mad, right? So they're at breakfast the next morning with everybody, and Max is telling the whole family that Mr. Pressman's wallet was stolen. And Mrs. Pressman said she saw Johnny and thinks it was him, and he doesn't have an alibi. They asked him, and he said he was in his room reading all night. And that was great, because like, I think it was the nephew who's like, that's a joke, because that guy doesn't have there's not a book in that guy's fucking cabin.
He doesn't know how to read.
Yeah, pretty much. So, like, they're going to fire Johnny, and Baby is, like, trying to convince her dad. And she's like, please, like, I know it wasn't him. And he's like, well, how do you know? She's like, I can't tell you. And he's like, I'm not going to believe you anymore. Like, you had me pay for a back alley abortion. Like, I can't really trust you right now. And she's like, and she says, like, it might be this older couple. She's like, I saw this woman with, like, multiple wallets the other day. Like, somebody should check them out. And they're like, I've got like an eyewitness and a guy with no alibi. Like,
even I was watching this and I was like, that doesn't check out. I was like, I thought back, I was like, she did drop a lot of wallets, didn't she?
Yeah.
Still doesn't check out. Like, that old lady's not robbing
and she
people.
even says, she's like, didn't you say something got stolen from another resort? She was there that night. I saw her. And no one questions why Baby was at the other resort at all. Like, that was never a question. So she basically just like confesses to everybody, like, I know it wasn't him because I spent the night with him. I was in his cabin all night. And Dad's like, well, fuck, like, what the fuck?
You said you wanted to stay here to play charades.
Yeah. We see like the dad is like on the back patio, like just distantly staring off into the lake, like upset.
As you do before you walk into a lake and never come back.
Baby comes in and says, you know, is upset at him, and she says, you always say that everyone deserves a fair break, but I didn't realize that it was only people like you that deserve it. And he says, like, there's a lot of things about me that you don't know, but you need to love me for me, no matter who I am. And she tells him, like, you let me down too, because of the way he's like treated all the help, basically.
I gotta tell you, like, there's not a single thing this girl does in this entire movie she does not exceed at. Like, she wants to learn how to dance. She's winning competitions. She gets in trouble with her dad. She turns it around on him. Like, she
made
I
him
remind
cry.
you, she's 17. She has a bright future ahead of herself.
She really does.
She's going to be like a lawyer dance instructor or something. I don't know.
Yeah, she made him cry. Like, he's crying on the deck. And the Jerry Albach cried. I cried. I was like, oh man, this guy's sad.
Oh, you cried?
No, not really, but it tugged at my heartstrings. Baby's like asleep in, like, I guess in Johnny's cabin, and Johnny comes in and he's like looking for her, and he says to her, like, it was the old couple. Like, he's like, they took fingerprints off their water glasses, and they're wanted in like 6 other states for like theft. This lady was like 90.
It gave me, like, I can't wait till I'm old enough.
Yeah,
like,
she was
I
stealing
think
everything.
a crime spree sounds
What are
like
they gonna
fun.
do? Throw you in jail?
Yeah.
But we find out that, like, they still fired Johnny because he slept with one of the guests. So he didn't steal anything, but he shoplifted the pootie. So that's enough to can get him out of there. And she's so mad. She's like, I did this for nothing. Like, you can't win no matter what you do. And he's like, no, like, nobody's ever done anything like that for me. Like, that was like the nicest thing. And like, you are a good person. Like, you're going to change the world. Like, you're going to do really great things.
I agree.
Johnny goes to visit the dad, like, to try to talk some sense into him or whatever. And he gets there, and the dad just he's not having it. And he basically is like, you know, you couldn't even like be there for your partner when you got her pregnant, and you ended up sending her to like this fucking shady doctor, and she could have died. And Johnny doesn't even try to like tell him that the baby's not his. He's just like, you know what?
He knows when he's talking to a wall.
Yeah, he's just like, you know what? You see me and like you're reading a book by its cover, whatever, and he just walks away.
Puts on his sunglasses and his leather coat with no shirt on underneath. And fucking rolls out of there.
So then we get like the goodbyes between Baby and Johnny. Like he's getting in his car to leave, and she's, you know, they're. It was weird. It was like really like amicable, and not that they were like fighting, but like they didn't seem nearly upset. If they were like found like the love of your life, and then like they had to leave, they weren't. It wasn't even like, here's my address, write me a letter. It was just like, well, we had a good time. Like, it was nice seeing you. See you around. And
then he peels out on gravel, and I thought he was going to kill her.
She had to have so many bruises and welts on her legs. I wrote in my notes, hit her with so much gravel pulling out.
You know, they were like, all right, reset to 1. Let's do that again. And she was like, fuck you.
Yeah. Like, he burns out in like a gravel driveway with her behind him. And she's just probably covering her face. Like, oh my God. If she didn't have a stunt double for that scene, I hope she did. Final night, the big talent show. They're singing like the Kellerman Resort fight song on stage. Like it's everybody from the resort that's like going to be in the show. So there's a bunch of like faces we've seen throughout. Like her sister's up there, Kellerman's up there, Neil's up there, Wayne Knight's up there. Like all these people, and they're singing like this, like it was like a camp song, like whatever. We see Robbie like walking through the restaurant, and he gives Robbie some money, like an envelope, and he's like, "Here, this is for medical school." Like,
no, I think he's giving him his you know, they write like an endorsement.
Do you think that's what it was?
Yeah.
I don't know. He just handed him an envelope, and he's like, "This is for medical school."
Doesn't matter, because Robbie might as well wiped his ass with it through the trash.
He fucked up real bad.
Yeah.
But I thought he was giving him money, but you might be right. And Robbie like thanks him for giving Penny the money, and basically blows like the story that he was the guy that got her pregnant. And the dad immediately like yanks it back. So and that's awesome, because now Robbie's fucked. Like Robbie can just fuck right off. Like that's the last we see of Robbie, and it was great. Like he got what he deserved. Like Brady deserved worse, but I mean he got his ass kicked by Swayze. Like dad knows now, he thinks he's a piece of shit. Like I was happy.
Oh yeah.
This is what I was talking about earlier. Like this Max guy has like this weird moment of clarity where he's standing off to the side of the stage while everybody's singing, and he's with the band director, and he's like, you know, he was like, I just don't think like kids are gonna want to keep coming here if we keep doing all this stuffy bullshit. Like we need to fucking like modernize things and like spruce it up a little bit.
And they got the band director's like Cab Calloway type. Like pretty cool dude.
Yeah, but it was cool because like Max is like, we're just really out of touch and we need to like fix some things. Johnny walks in like as they're doing like finishing up the fight song, and like all the other like Dirty Dance kids are like waiting for him at the door. They walk in, they walk through. He goes to the table where Baby's sitting. She's sitting in the corner. And this is where we get the famous line, "Nobody puts Baby in a corner."
Totally unprovoked. I assumed at some point she was going to make an analogy to feeling like she was always in the back or in the corner.
Another fun story. Patrick Swayze hated that line so much that he didn't want to say it, and he like fought against it like tooth and nail. It's iconic though. But it's iconic.
That's true, but I don't blame him. It's when you really think about it.
It makes no fucking sense, but it's iconic. Like, we knew two things about this movie. That was one of them.
Yeah.
He goes up on stage and he like takes the mic away from everybody, and he's just like, I always do the last dance of this season, and I'm gonna do it tonight because like this girl here's inspired me. Like she's like, she fights for what she believes in, and she's made me feel like a person, and she's treated me like so well. And he's like,
she got my friend an abortion.
Yeah. And the crowd's like, yeah, all right. And he's like, I'm doing this dance with Frances. He says her real name. And then we get like this big like dancing. It's I had the time of my life, you know. The crowd starts really getting into it. He jumps off the stage, like this leaping jump off the stage. And I thought to myself, like, I put myself in his shoes. My fucking kneecap shot across the room into the back row.
Just killed Billy on his way out the door.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ. And then, like, all the Dirty Dance kids get behind him and do, like, a choreographed, like, dance. And it's pretty good. Like, the fucking... I was watching it with all the guys from work, and I was like, there's one young kid.
Did you guys all get into it?
No, but there's, like, one young kid, and he'd, like, never heard Dirty Dance, never seen anything. He's, like, 21 years old. And I'm trying to be hip. I was like, Connor, you got to look at this guy. this guy's
Connor.
got.
He'd be named Connor.
I was like, this guy's got Riz. I was like, this is the original fucking Riz guy. And he's like watching it, just shaking his head.
Is he like, aren't you my boss?
Yeah, I am. And then like the whole place starts dancing. Like everybody's into it. They're all dirty dancing. Like the old people are dancing together. Like the dirty dance kids are dancing with the guests. Like Kellerman's all happy. He's dancing. Like he's like, this is it. Like this is
the future.
My shit's been modernized. Here it is. I was happy to see Billy, Johnny's cousin, was dancing with Lisa because he seems like a nice guy. Like maybe they'll get together. It's better than Robbie Gould. And then we just get like Baby and Johnny like dancing together, like looking lovingly in each other's eyes.
Oh, they get the jump too.
Oh yeah, we did the jump. That was the leap at the end. Yeah, that was like the big moment. And that's the movie.
That was it.
That's it. Grand gestures.
I feel like this was like I don't know. I want to get more movies like this for sure because this is one of the movies, of course, I was thinking about whenever we started this whole thing. Like you said, this is one of the first movies we put on the list.
Yeah, and
this is the kind of movie I thought we were going to be watching.
Yeah,
not fuck. I could name 30 that I'm like, why did I watch this movie?
Hey man, that's part of it.
Let's get more like this. Okay, that's what I'm hoping for.
It's all up to Google.
Yeah, that was Google showed me wrong before.
That's true. That's it?
That's it.
I've got.
I mean, I had a couple, but I kind of just sprinkled them through this.
I've got so much stuff. My God. Boy. Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey hated each other.
Really?
They worked on Red Dawn before this, and I guess like something happened during the filming of that movie. There's rumors they may have dated, like whatever. She like refused to do the movie because Patrick Swayze was cast, and he actually had to go to her and talk to her and like talk her into doing the movie. And they still fought like constantly throughout the movie. And at one point it was getting like really bad. So the director had them go back and watch like their screen test where they had all this chemistry and it like kind of like soothed things over.
They really do.
Yeah, they do. They're amazing. The fact that they hated each other making this is wild to me. First film to sell 1 million copies on home video.
Ooh.
Now this is interesting. I think some of the ages in this is interesting. Patrick Swayze was 35 when this was filmed. Which was older than the role of Johnny by 10 years. Johnny's supposed to be 25. He was actually only 8 years younger than the woman who played Baby's mom. So the age difference between like him and Baby's mom was like less than him and Baby, I think. Kelly Bishop, who played Baby's mom, it was only 14 and 16 years older, respectively, than the girls who played Lisa and Baby.
Wow.
Yeah, which I thought was pretty wild. The soundtrack like spawned an oldies music revival. The demand for the album caught RCA Records by surprise.
I can see that.
Before a single had even been released, there were 1 million albums on back order. Spent 18 weeks on the Billboard 200 album sales charts and went platinum 11 times, selling more than 32 million copies worldwide. The film, I've Had the Time of My Life, won the Oscar for Best Song.
So that was written for this?
It's an original song written by this. The woman who sings in that song, this is the third time she sang a song in a movie which has won an Oscar.
Really?
She did It Goes Like It Goes from Norma Ray and Up Where We Belong from An Officer and a Gentleman.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that sings in that? Because it's not Joe Cocker, but it sounds a lot like him.
Bill Medley.
Bill Medley?
Yeah, that's his name. No clue who that guy is.
Hell of a medley.
It is. And actually, I don't know if you noticed the song She's Like the Wind, which is the song that's playing as he pelts her with gravel.
Yes.
Sang by Patrick Swayze.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
For the
fucker can do it all, man.
For the album. Yeah. That's all mine.
That's it?
Yeah,
you sure you don't got any left in the tank here?
I'm pretty sure. I think that's it. Should we chick flick it to a dick flick it?
Yeah, I want you to go first.
Mine's super simple. I mean, they're like a summer camp, right? Like, let's make it a slasher movie. I mean, just
more boobs and knives, man.
There was like a little boy that drowned because all the counselors were fucking dry humping in a cabin somewhere, eating the biggest fucking watermelons you've ever seen, and then his mom decides to go around and start just murdering people, and then starts picking off camp counselors and dance instructors and waiters and
Newman.
Yeah, it's they're keeping all the dancing and the music, but we're also just throwing like a slasher in there. So every once in a while, somebody just gets picked off.
All right.
And Baby's like the perfect final girl.
I know where I'm going with this.
Okay.
All right. So, it ends on like the normal 80s freeze frame. After that, they fuck off together. Like they're a couple now. They're in love. and they are going to go tour the country dancing, of course. But what happens after summer? Winter is coming. It's getting cold.
Game of Thrones reference.
They're out over top of their freezing waterfall dancing on their log or whatever, and they fall in, freeze to death. Or so they think. And it ends with them embracing in an ice cube in the bottom of the lake.
Uh-huh.
Cut to 50 years later. They wake up in an infirmary. There in the corner is Samuel L. Jackson. And if you think back...
I remember. Yeah.
I'm making this a whole... we'll call it the symphonic universe.
Yeah.
So here they are. They're being...
Oh, God, I can see Tyler Gage and Johnny Castle just banging heads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're being brought into the Step Up initiative. So there they go. Like this is every dance movie. We're just gonna keep adding to the team here until we can, I don't know, beat Thanos in a breakdancing competition.
Tyler Gage meet Johnny Castle.
Yeah, and oh my God, we could go right into a Civil War storyline here.
They're fighting each other, dancing against each other. They're on separate dance teams.
Holy shit!
Baby chooses like Gage's side for some reason. She's conflicted.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right, let's Nick Cage it.
I'm gonna make him Newman. Yeah, either that. I mean, I like the Cab Calloway type guy.
Yeah,
but I think the Newman guy would be pretty good.
I think he'd be a good Robbie Gold. He'd play a good sleazy guy. I think.
You're
sleazy
right. You're
waiter.
right. Like a kind of snotty,
and like that era, like Nicolas Cage in that role. I feel like.
Ooh,
like
you're right.
1980s Nicolas Cage.
I like it.
Yeah. All right, mine. I thought I could have sworn I recognized the mom. She looked so familiar to me. So I dove into her. I decided I was going to connect Nicolas Cage to her. Her name was Kelly Bishop. I think where I remember her from is she is in the Private Parts movie, the Howard Stern movie. Oh. She plays Howard's mom, Ray Stern.
Oh, cool.
Well, she's in that. Also starring Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti is in Donnie Brasco, Al Pacino, Johnny Depp, mobster flick. Also stars Michael Madsen. Michael Madsen, Reservoir Dogs, which also stars Harvey Keitel, who plays the wolf in Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
Which also stars John Travolta, who is also in Face Off.
We're going back to it.
Which stars your boy, Nicolas Cage.
Mm-hmm.
Let's rate it.
I'm going to go... I'm like between a 3.75 and a 4. I'm going to say 3.75. This is a good movie. It wasn't made for me. It definitely, I get it. I definitely get it when I'm watching this. Like, everything was kind of on point for me. But it's just not my style at all. Okay. Like, I could have gone the rest of my life without seeing it and probably been fine. I'd have survived.
Yeah.
But it had, definitely had like a hook of a story. Like, this flew by.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how long it was.
It's a tight hour and 40.
Hour 40? Yeah, that explains it.
It's in my wheelhouse.
It flew by. All the characters were believable. Yeah, I don't have too much more to say about it than that.
5.
No.
Yes.
Aaron.
5.
Aaron, you got a 5 out of this,
5
man.
stars.
You realize this isn't Roadhouse, right?
I realize. So I watched this, and as soon as the credits rolled, I said to myself, that's a 5. And then, like I said, I watched this to end my work day today, and I drove here. And the whole way here, I was like, there's no way I can give Dirty Dancing a 5. There has to be a reason not to give it a 5. And I thought hard about it.
She's 17, bro.
5.
Wow.
I didn't know. 5. That is troubling, but it's a 5. I drove all the way here trying to think of a reason not to give it a 5, and I couldn't think of one. I don't know. Like, this movie just hit for me. Like, I get it. Like, I get why it's iconic, and it almost like, I never saw it then, but it seems like timeless. Like,
wow.
This movie was just really well done. The soundtrack is a fucking banger. Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey, the leads were great. Like,
this
charismatic.
lost a whole point just for Hungry Eyes.
I can get past that. That's an alright song. 2 Otis Redding songs. All the side characters were like well developed and thought out. Everybody, this place had like a personality. Like, it felt like a living, breathing place to me. Like the resort, like everybody had like, there were characters. Like, it was interesting.
Oh, you should watch The Shining.
I've seen The Shining. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I just like this movie. I thought the great chemistry between the leads, the music was great, the dancing was good, and like just the way, like, for like what this movie is, like the way they kind of like squeeze in like the whole like class struggle, like undertones, like
they do.
The heavier stuff, and like an abortion, like But like they do it in a way where it's like, I don't know, they're like beating you over the head with it, but like they got something to say.
All right.
And I like that.
I'll bump it to a 4.
And I like this. I literally will when I. Do you know I got to bump your score because of me?
I'm still not getting. I'm still taking a whole point off. For
I
Hungry
like
Eyes.
this movie to a point where if I was flipping through the channels now, and this movie was on wherever it was at, I think I would stop and finish watching it. And that is a high compliment you can give to a movie.
Shit, that's like Shawshank
It's
level.
like
right
Shawshank,
there.
The Departed. Like there are movies that you
Casino.
stop. There are movies that you stop doing what you're doing and you watch it to the end, no matter what point it's in. And I think this might be that kind of movie for me.
Wow.
I like this movie a lot.
Obviously.
Yeah. So yeah, fucking 5
Put it
stars.
up there with Titanic.
It's number 1 on the list for a reason.
Whew.
Now on number 1 on the list is Dirty Dancing 2, Havana Nights.
Yes.
So I'm sure that won't be a 5-star, but it's on there. All right, shall we roll our next movie?
Yeah, let's do it.
We are at 180.
180. Ooh, my lucky number, 127.
That's your lucky number?
I've lived in like 4 houses with that address. I don't know why. It's always followed me around.
Don John.
I've seen this movie.
Is this Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Scarlett
Yes.
Johansson? Is he addicted to pornography?
I believe so.
Well, that's a far departure from Dirty Dancing. Wow.
Nice.
I have not seen this, but I know of it.
This movie I watched
It's a romance comedy.
in the middle of a fever. I remember being really, really sick and just, middle of the night, can't sleep,
Yeah.
and watched this movie.
Yeah, this is...
Tony Danza's in this.
what?
Yeah.
Hold Me Closer, Tony Danza. A New Jersey bartender, John Martello, knows what's important. His friends, his family, his car, his church, his sexual conquests, and porn. In fact, John is a porn addict and has never had a genuine relationship with a woman. In walks Scarlett Johansson,
Yeah, that'll cure you.
and he has to change his ways. Oh, interesting. But his obsession with erotica threatens to ruin everything. That's interesting. Julianne Moore again.
Oh, nice.
Brie Larson. Captain Marvel.
This movie's got some people, got some names.
It does. What's the ratings like on this? 80% Rotten Tomatoes.
All right. I'm
You've
looking
seen it.
forward
I mean,
to
you
seeing this
already know.
again.
Okay.
I barely remember any of it. I had like 103 fever.
Good deal. Well, everyone, until next week when we talk about a guy addicted to porn, and I'm not talking about CJ or myself, talking about Joseph Gordon-Levitt, JGL. This is his second appearance.
Yeah.
Wow, we're getting a lot of repeats on this one.
I like that guy. I don't know why.
Yeah, I do too. He's a good guy. He's no Ryan Gosling, but he's all right.
Yeah.
But until then, everybody, please follow us on the Facebooks. See that sweet, sweet meme CJ's putting time in to create every week.
Hours.
That's time, brother. It's all time. Time is a flat circle. So,
Whoa.
yeah.
This movie really did bring something out of you.
Subscribe us, like us. Subscribe to us, like us. Smash that like button, whatever it is you kids do. Follow us.
You're really dropping the riz.
We've
here.
had the time of our lives, and we owe it all to you guys. So please tell your friends about us. Do all those things. And email us, you've.gotmails@yahoo.com. I'd like to thank everyone. I think I did last week, but again, we did get a few submissions, people asking for movies. I'm sorry we didn't roll yours, but we will get to it eventually. They're all on the list. We even got a late edition, I think a day after the fact, from one of our Scottish listeners, and it was too late. We'd already chosen the movie, but we're going to put that on the list too if it isn't already. And we'll get there. And we might do this again. So, we'll give it a little bit of time and then maybe ask again, and we'll do this, every so often just to give you guys a hand in what we're doing. So,
If you learned anything about me, I love it when people give each other a hand.
And on that note, stay romantic and don't be shit at each other. I had the time of my life.
Finally, we can stop ending episodes with that
Owe
song.
it all to you.